My name's Ian Riopel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Root. And we enable any organization to be able to solve all their vulnerabilities in their containerized software in minutes. My co-founders and I, we were walking around Black Hat. We noticed that everyone was talking about software supply chain security, and the whole industry was still trying to focus or think about addressing the problem space as a more effective means of triage. We took a moment and thought about, well, what if we took a first principles approach and said, what if we just didn't have vulnerabilities to triage? Leveraging the deep expertise we had across our team in various areas, we realized that especially around software supply chain security and especially around open source, which 95% of all software is based on, that we could fix any container and get it to zero vulnerabilities and remove any technical debt that was now being shifted onto the developer organization. The entire industry and everyone's still really focused on this concept of triage. We're anchored in a more traditional mindset of this is how we've always worked. We start with the list and we work our way down it. And then if the list is too big, we try to figure out how to compress that list to something that's more achievable or approachable. Especially in the age of AI, which is a superpower both for organizations, but also the attackers. What we're doing at Root is challenging that traditional wisdom and saying, well, you don't have to start with the list. We can just fix it all. We have to be less focused on this concept of triage and much more focused on fixing. And I think that's one of the things that we do at Root is we hyper-focus on this idea of forget about the triage and let's just focus on getting you to a zero risk or lower risk state automatically. Insight helps accelerate our discovery around going to market and testing the product and gets us opportunities to go to amazing events where we can test our messaging and ultimately go to market and accelerate our products as we expand. Something that I think is overhyped in security is AI in general. I think AI can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. There are people and organizations that are really innovating on this front, making real impacts. And then there's also folks that are marketing AI that's nothing more than a fancy ChatGPT prompt. And so that becomes a distraction from where there is real opportunity. We are an AI-forward, AI-centric company. So that is to say, we leverage AI in every facet of the company. What we are able to do is automatically patch vulnerabilities away for any open source-based container. The way we do that is we have a fleet of agents that actively investigate, seek, find potential solutions to vulnerabilities, test and validate that they're actual patches that can be successfully implemented and will mitigate those risks. Test that there is a low likelihood that there would be a breaking change when we pass that back to our customers. After we successfully pass all that, then we actually leverage it through our actual SaaS service, where the customers can benefit from all that agentic AI investigation, testing, validation, and then ultimately pushing out that patch for our customers to consume. Trends in cyber in general, but we'll just focus on cyber, moved at the pace of months and years in the past. And in the last couple of years, we've seen that accelerate to quite literally days and even sometimes hours. I think there's going to be a massive change in the way we think about our threat landscape and also how we protect ourselves against that threat landscape over the next 5 years. I think anyone will be able to launch an APT. Anyone will be able to launch sophisticated supply chain attacks. Social engineering will become superpowered, supercharged. And in order to react to that, enterprises will have to do the unnatural, which is move faster and accelerate and embrace this change. And we'll see much more AI-centric, AI-led cybersecurity solutions. The number one thing I've learned as a co-founder is trust in your fellow co-founders. And also don't be afraid to think big and to kind of prove everyone wrong. And have an amazing team around you that feels the same way and are motivated to do that with you. Success for Root looks like enabling any organization of any size to be able to operate with zero vulnerabilities in their software supply chain, and enable any organization to operate with the maturity levels that today is reserved for literally nation states or Fortune 100s. We think that we can achieve that in the next 5 years for sure.